welcome to Sonia Podcast. So I'm going to tell y'all what the doctors say, reasons why we as women cry so much. So it said, why am I crying for no reason? That moving story on Queer Eyes, the first dance at a wedding. Or that heartbreaking animal commercial. You know the one. These are perfectly understandable reasons to cry. But if you ever just been sitting in traffic, waiting for a light to turn green, and suddenly start weeping, that can be jarring. You'll likely wonder, why am I crying for no reason? Frequent crying spells can be short bursts of spontaneous out of nowhere, sometimes anxiety provoked tears that tends to strike when you're just going about your life. Yet, they are likely leaving you feeling confused, asking yourself, why do I feel like crying? Or why I'm really crying actually right now? First of all, no, there's nothing wrong with you crying. Crying spells can have a physical cause, but they also indicate that you're built up a lot of subconscious emotions you aren't processing, explained Yvonne Thomas, PhD, a Los Angeles-based psychologist specializing in relationship and self-esteem. If you find yourself in a crying spell for no apparent reason fairly often, this list can help you decode the potential health reason behind it. Just know that this is not an exhaustive list by any means, and seeking help from a loved one, confident therapist, or doctors is encouraged to deal with your individual triggers, emotion, or possible underlying issues. As you surely know, the days leading up to your period can cause a roller coaster of emotions. We all know that. As level of estrogen and swings up and down, brain chemical responsible for moods are affected that can trigger irrationality, moodiness, and crying spells. If you're already stressed out or anxious, PMS can magnify those feelings and make your crying episodes even worse, said Dr. Thomas. You can't wait it out. PMS symptoms clear up as your cycle moves on. Or if the crying is cutting into your quality of life, ask your doctor to screen you for premenstrual disorder, PMDD, a more severe form of PMS that impacts about 5% of premenstrual women, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of Women's Health. Getting enough sleep, taking it easy on the alcohol and caffeine, and integrating more self-care might help make PMS more bearable, so you won't have quite so many why am I crying for no reason moments. And also worth noting, no matter what time of month it is, having female hormones mean you are more likely to deal with crying spells, period. Testosterone is a hormone normally found in higher levels in male bodies, tend to tame tears. Depression, bursts of tears caused by sadness, kind of no-brainer, right? Right. However, when sad feelings linger for weeks or months, they may signal a deeper kind of despair seen with clinical depression. Depression often comes with many other symptoms such as severe fatigue, lack of enjoyment from things you used to like, and sometimes physical aches and pains too. Many women display depression as frustration, anger, or irritability, said Thomas. Each of these emotions can result in tearfulness. So if you experience them, see your doctor for a depression screen. Even if you don't necessarily feel down, she still suggests that you see your doctor. Extreme stress. Everyone gets stressed, but if you aren't facing these work and life pressures as they come and sweeping your attention under the rug, instead, it's no surprise you're suddenly streaming tears. Set aside some time and really ask yourself, what might be stressing you out so much, and form a plan to tackle it head on. Though being stressed itself isn't a formal medical condition, it certainly can be an answer to why you've been crying. Excess stress can make physical symptoms worse or even trigger them in the first place. Everything from digestive stress to heart disease. Give yourself grace if this is why you're crying. Shedding some tears while stressed can actually be a good thing. A study published in the journal Emotional found that getting teary while stressed can be a mode of self-soothing. helping you calm down and regulate your heart rate. Anxiety. So y'all know we find ourselves in panic modes a lot of the time. I do. With a racing heart, butterflies in your stomach, extreme self-consciousness that limits your participation in everyday life. Anxiety may be the reason for your crying spells. Anxiety disorder are not uncommon among women. And all the emotions that cause can result in freaking explosion of tears, even when you're not feeling panicky. Medication therapy may help, so it pays to ask your doctor to help if you think your crying bursts may be linked to underlying anxiety disorder. Fatigue. Y'all know newborns cry when they're sleepy, so it stands to reason that fully grown humans may do the same sometimes. Crying spells, irritability, and sadness were all linked to sleep deprivation. In research published in the journal Sleep, anxiety and stress can increase feelings of exhaustion. When your brain or emotions are in overdrive, no wonder, but you can also just be tucked out by a night or two of subpar sleep. Each person's sleep needs vary, but start by bumping up your bedtime by 15 minutes each night until you can have enough time for 7 or 8 hours most nights, the amount recommended by the National Sleep Foundation. Now, if someone you know needs help, please call 1-800-273-8255, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Because a lot of time with depressions and anxiety and people not getting enough sleep can cause them to cry a lot and feel really down. So in case, someone might try to commit suicide. So that's the number for the suicide hotline. Or they can text at 741-741 for the crisis text line. So that's why you're crying a lot. I'd like to thank you for listening to my podcast. Please give a 5-star review on Speaker, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast app. Please share. Please go to my website, http://podcasters.com/wordpress.com, www.aviolios, promo code Sonia W, Instacart 156. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can buy me a coffee. You can follow me at son.ia9795, Instagram, Sunny Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. You can leave a comment here at sv76675@gmail.com. And also go to my son Sounds. Listen to his album on Apple or Spotify. And you can follow Sounds on Instagram. Thank you and have a blessed night.